Gonna start promoting my BoxKunedo, and I'm gonna teach people if they have any questions. I got tutorials. I post fundamentals, and there's philosophies. You can look it up on Google. You can Google my name and look it all up on Google. I got my own martial art form called BoxKunedo. It's heavier with the strike defense and boxing pivot moves, where you strike and defend while you're doing your boxing pivot moves. It emphasizes more on the boxing side of the Kung Fu. Like it takes the Jeet Kune Do of Bruce Lee, but it's more heavier on the modern boxing side. So where you use your hip control and your pivots and your shuffles and your steps, along with the Jeet Kune Do, the intercepting fist and sidestepping. Like it involves all of that stuff. It's got the pendulum swing. You can do your pendulum swing into your shuffle, sidestep. You're gonna go into your pendulum swing for your kicks. Your pivot is your most important part. You're pivoting, because you pivot when you take a step. You can pivot into stance to do whatever you want. And the pivot gives you more hip control for more power. Because if you're just taking a step, now you got a twist for power. But if you take a step and pivot, you've already got that explosive power cocked and ready to go. Versus just taking a step and then having a pivot in. You can take a step and pivot at the same time. It's a step pivot. That's what's called a step pivot. You can do a shuffle step pivot. They call that the diamond. Well, the diamond step in boxing. That's a shuffle step pivot. Step pivot. And it all has to do keeping your guard up while you're striking, staying aware, and you pivot while you're pivoting to help. That's the fundamentals of BoxKunedo. And I post training videos, so you can go check out my training videos on TikTok and on YouTube. But that's pretty much the fundamentals of boxing and putting modern boxing into Jeet Kune Do, where you can really take a step pivot and do your Jeet Kune Do attack, right? Step pivot and come in with your hip control. You can So it's really heavy on the step pivots. Take a step and pivot. Take a step and pivot. Back, pivot. Or you can pivot and take a step out. If you're in and you want to come out, pivot out. Pivot in. Pivot out. It's all pretty much boxing footwork, but it all coincides with everything. Like dancing. It's like dancing. You wanna put that foot out there and pivot. That's why Bruce Lee was good with the cha-cha. Because it's the same thing with throwing kicks. You wanna pivot the hips, pivot the foot, and it helps with your movement and staying in stance. So you're not like leaning forward or leaning too far back. Like you want to stay solidary in a solid stance. While you're moving and striking. So it takes the aspects of Jeet Kune Do and boxing and puts them together. So it's about striking, staying aware of your blocks, and pivot pivot into your strike. Step and pivot into your strike. So you always want to keep your arm up when you're throwing stuff. In case he's doing something crazy, you want to stay aware. It's pretty hard. It's technical multitasking with your hands. It's like doing this and doing this. And then you gotta switch it around. That's kind of like doing that. You gotta be able to multitask, strike with one hand, and multitask with the other. So you can block, defend, do a parry, do anything. Pivot while you're moving. For when you're pivoting into it, you can pivot into your attack or pivot out. That's that BoxKunedo footwork. And hand speed movement, you want to stay fast while keeping your pivots and steps and movements. Get that hip control going. Pivot out, pivot in, take a step, pivot, take a step, pivot. Dance it off, do some pendulum swings for your kicks. That's what kicking is, your pendulum swinging. You're pendulum swinging yourself. That's what a kick is. It's your pendulum swings. So work on all of that together to get fluid, so you can start flowing like water. You can start flowing with it.